Today, we have one of the scariest tasks you can have in Football Manager. This could be the hardest challenge of this entire save game, taking on a side that have just sacked their manager. Is it just me or in Football Manager? Teams sack their manager and then they turn into the best team in the world. Well, today, we're taking on the Liverpool team that was meant to win the league this year, the team that won the league last year, in fact, but a week ago, sacked Unai Emery after 7 years in charge. Alex Inglethorpe, the under-18 coach of Liverpool, is now caretaker manager. Is it just me or is he absolutely ridiculously good for an under-18s coach? Like, he does not need to be this good. And despite the fact we're playing them at a home, this is very much a must-win game. Looking at the league table here, we are behind Man City. We have 2 games in hand. We need to get wins in those games in hand. If we don't win this one, we still have a shot at winning the league. It would still be our fate in our own hands. But at the same time, if we lose here, all of a sudden, there's quite a lot of pressure on us. As well as that, today we have got the very small matter of Porto away. We won it in the Champions League semi-final first leg, 3-1. But on the road, heading to Portugal, doing away day, there's still quite a lot to do. Today, by the way, is episode number 147 of Park to Prem. That's a very big number. That's a sillily big number. Let's run the intro. Let's get into things. Let's get back to the top of the Premier League, shall we? Yes, folks, I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. If you didn't see it yesterday, Football Manager dropped a blog. I'm going to do a video about it probably at the weekend, but it was to do with the future of Football Manager. If you saw it, you know what it's about. Basically, there's a new engine in FM23. That's not the point in today's video, though. The point I'm bringing up about this is that's the reason there wasn't a video on Monday. I was at the Sports Interactive offices for the weekend. They were telling us all about what's the future of Football Manager is. Although, bizarrely, I literally know nothing about FM24, and I feel like I know more about FM25. But as part of that, I didn't have time to record a video on the Friday because I was travelling to London. And then beyond that, now you know why my voice was sore. I was shouting quite a lot. Anyway, since you were last here, we've played 4 games in Football Manager, 4 games, no, 4 days. That's a bit different, isn't it? 4 days since those Porto games. Today, though, we're back with 2 more big ones. We're at that crunch point in the season where it feels like every single game matters. Starting off with this one against Liverpool. There's a few players in this Liverpool team we've talked about before, the likes of Endrick. I mean, Endrick's just very good, isn't he? Contract not expiring at the end of the season anymore. There was one point where I was trying to sign him, but that's not going to happen. Jens Kruger was a player we had our eye on for a while. One of those players who I look at and think probably should have signed him in hindsight. You know, back when he was playing for PSV, that would have been a sensible £28.5 million. And alongside those 2 players who I have talked about in previous episodes, Francisco Mancia here, the Argentine international, is a player who is leading the way, or nearly leading the way, when it comes to assists in the Premier League. You can see he's actually behind Diallo, who has 19 assists. How does Diallo have 19 assists in 17 games? And 6 goals. When this guy's fit, he's immense. But if we do want to beat Liverpool today, I have a feeling we're going to have to keep them quiet going forward. Ordinarily, ahead of a Champions League semi-final, I would be rotating the team to some capacity, but I don't think I can do that today. On top of that, of course, we have got a few of our more depth players injured. Sula's injured, Paul Parkin's injured. Gianfi is in fact suspended for today's game, so Tahar is going to slot in at left wing-back. But when you look at the rest of the team, this is about as full strength as it gets. I feel like Sweeney and Coppo have been dicing it out for the centre-back position. I've decided I'm in a Coppo kind of mood today. So Coppo, fans of Coppo, they exist. I know you're out there. Your boy's getting the nod. I have just noticed Delanis is on a 6.8 rating for recent games. So you know what? We'll criticise his recent form now. So he scores a goal. That's how it works, right? That is the you will now score a goal in your next game button. That's what I tell myself. Worth noting that Man City aren't playing on the day of this game, so as we submit the team for this game, we don't have to worry about what they're doing. It's very much about reinstating our position at the top of the league. Of course, in goal for us, Manny Wilford, the former Liverpool player. He is going to want to get one over on his former club, and having had some questionable performances as of late, after a really good start to the season, it has to be said, going to hope that he can put in a really good shift for us here. Free kick, dangerous area. It's going to be Ohashi over it. What can the Japanese international do for us? He's been one of our main mans this season, and I'll be honest, my expectations for him are always sky high, so I am disappointed he's not even hit the target there. Ohashi free kick. This one from a lot further out, but he whips it towards Rios, who has got a couple of headers in recent episodes from those kind of balls in, from Ohashi, incidentally. On this occasion, though, Navarro is going to collect. The goalkeeper for Liverpool. One of the best goalkeepers in the world, but he is on the smaller side, and well, maybe we should just chip him. Maybe we should have told the players about that pre-game. Just go for little dinks. Huntians down the line can't quite get there, but wins the ball back well. He does that so much for us. He's like a little terrier. He's like a Jack Russell in the park who's not been taught how to stay disciplined. He just wants to chase after all the balls in the park. That is Huntians in a nutshell. Halfway through this first half, speaking of the devil, he's whipping it in. Liverpool clear it away, but early stages here, they are on the back foot. Archer, near side, throws it down to Eric. Back with Archer, inside, Ohashi in the penalty area, shot, blocked, over. That was a good little opportunity for us. Lots of space at the edge of the box there for us to try and exploit. We have now got the set piece as well, of course. We are good from these. Huntians, can he pick out a target? Rios glancing header. Hit the score a goal button. Jaime Alanis scores a goal. It's 1-0 here. There's a really small part of me that wishes there was a way that I could replay this game without clicking that button to see, did it actually make a difference? Would that goal have happened had I not told him his form had been rubbish lately? I choose to believe it's an act of genius by me, but I mean, it's impossible to quantify, isn't it? I feel like that's one of the beautiful things about Football Manager, but equally, it makes it impossible to know exactly how much of an effect you have at times. Either way, we're a goal up, less than half an hour played here. We have had a lot of shots, not enough on target really, but if we get a second goal here, that could be massive. Ohashi turns his man, Archer, Cadman, lurking away at the back post. His shot is blocked, he goes down in a heap, but unfortunately for us, it was a fair tackle. Liverpool deal with it. Just looking at the stats, 55% of possession, 15 shots. Liverpool, 2 shots so far in this game. They are not creating a great deal. Of course, as the away team, you know that you're going to have a little bit less of the ball. You're probably not going to create as much. For Liverpool, it's all about being clinical when they do get the ball going forward. But so far, for us, we have been overwhelming them, and we could be doing it again here. Cadman looks to pull it back, is dispossessed. Ball forward with Endrick. Now, maybe a chance of a counter-attack. Endrick on the right-hand side, bringing the ball forward. 3 players in the middle. Defensively, we're a little all over the place, and I feel like I've spoken that one into existence as well. Jens Kruger slots it into the bottom corner, makes it 1-1. Yeah. I mean, they're good strikers. Good strikers. He's toe poked that near post. That's annoying 10 minutes before half time. Ohashi with a corner. He's going to whip it in towards Rios, who glancing headers it. Rios now has 15 goals for the season. I feel like that has jumped up in the last month. In the last month, he's gone just crazy. I don't know what to say. I mean, Ryo Ohashi, what a man. What a beautiful man. Keeping was not very good by their goalkeeper there. He's got a bit flappy hands. We've shown good character to come back immediately and reinstate our lead. Of course, it would be slightly less desirable character if we do now concede and go, well, 2-2 at the break. But Liverpool in possession, deep in their own half. I want to believe we can turn over possession here and cause them some issues. Ball dinked towards Endrick. Cadman working back hard to secure possession for us. Coppo down the line to Dahar. Of course, he is slotting in for Jamfi today. He's going to try and put it in. Can't beat the first man. Liverpool now looking to clear it away. This feels like a very, very open game. We talked about Mancia before the game on this near side. The left winger has been, well, the main source of creativity in this Liverpool team. But on this occasion, shut down by Archer. And now loads of players breaking forward. Cadman through. Cadman finishes it. Goal number 22 for the season. It's 3-1 here. Really, really nice movement of the ball here, actually, from right to left. The Liverpool team kind of all just caught on the near side. It was like a rugby try. You know, you're shuffling the ball across the pitch, and as a result, we just had a man over. That man was Cadman, and he was more than up to the task of finishing it. And having got that third goal in this game, I think that makes the team talk at halftime that little bit easier. Going to tell the players they're doing brilliantly. They look delighted. Look how happy they are. Is it just me, by the way, or are the smiley faces in Football Manager? I feel like the mouth is too high. They've got big chins when they're happy. The smiley faces in Football Manager. I feel like that's a thing. I'm just thinking, with Porto coming up, this is probably a pretty good opportunity to rotate some players. I'm going to bring in Sweeney for Grasser. I'm going to bring in McKillop as well for Eric. I feel like the 2 centre mids do a lot of the running around for us. Elsewhere, Cadman's having a good game, but he is a little on the tired side. So Henry Weber, on you come. Obviously, in some situations, it's ill-advised to take off your best players, and if we go on to lose this, it will have been ill-advised, but I do really believe in the quality and depth that we have in this team. Of course, when you've been at a team as long as we have, when you've been really establishing a dynasty as long as we have, you do kind of put yourself in a position with your squad depth where you can trust everyone, and that is a spot I do feel like we find ourselves in, as Hunyans is going to shoot, and I think that may have even deflected against the crossbar. 4-1, and I would have said game over. Unfortunately, the woodwork denies us. Weber fresh off the bench, laying it across to Sweeney. I feel like with 2 fresh centre mids, we should be in a good position here to see out this game. Dahar wins the ball back well, gives it to Sweeney. Weber now with the ball. Ohashi plays it forward to Alanis. We have got so many players forward here, including Marco Hunyens, who is just lurking away. Someone shouts Marco, he shouts Polo, and then the ball's passed to him. He's free in the box. They know where he is, and he's going to tuck it away with confidence. Another really nicely worked goal, it has to be said. This pass by Ohashi was delightful. Alanis showing some real intelligence to drift wide, pulls across the centre-back, and I think that is game over now. Free kick, dangerous area. Ohashi has already been a bit of a star of the show in this game, and for a second I thought he was going to do it again. The keeper makes a superb save, it has to be said. We have been very threatening from these kind of corners though, so don't put it past us to get the goal here, as Rios, well, he should be lurking somewhere in the middle. He is, on this occasion. Liverpool deal with it. After that Hunyans goal, this game really has slowed down significantly, but ultimately, what a commanding performance it's been. This is a bit of a test for us, a tricky game, a bit of a banana peel of a game, but we've come through it with flying colours, and Alanis, who we talked to pre-game about his form, he's picked up man of the match. And with that result there, we do go back to the top of the Premier League, 2 points ahead of Man City, 4 games left. It's not quite done yet. Having gone into that game thinking we really have to have a Premier League mindset, we now kind of have to get rid of that mindset, because now we've got to focus on the Champions League. Alanis, by the way, 1 goal, 2 assists. I'm sorry I criticised you pre-game, mate, but it worked. Sometimes you've got to be, mean to be kind. And Alanis is good. Sometimes you just got to have a chat with him, get angry, get mean, throw a water bottle. That's how you get the most out of him. I did just notice as I was going through things here, Ricky Walker, we've loaned him to Bristol City. He's not developing particularly well for Bristol City, I'll say that now. 7 goals in 18. They just got battered 7-1. It's a bit embarrassing. It does feel like a little while since we've done an away day, but for away day fans, fret not. When I come back, we're in Porto. We're heading there for the Champions League semi-final. We're going to slap on that transition, and then the all too familiar sight of Google Maps, or the away day. Not Google. The away day is coming up. I'll see you guys in a second. It feels like a little while since we did our first away day, but for the first time, we are heading to Portugal and to Porto. Of course, we've been to Spain a handful of times, it feels like at this point. Today, we are heading to Porto and to the Estadio Dragão, the Dragon Stadium. Where is it? Here it is. It's very circular, bizarrely circular. Is that a roundabout around it? It's very, very nestled in, isn't it, to this corner that they found for it. I guess it's been here a long time, this stadium. It doesn't look like the most modern of establishments from above. And from this bridge up here, yeah, I mean, it looks very grungy. I don't know if I've used the word grungy to describe an away day before. We'll go with it. It looks very grungy. I didn't realise how hilly Porto was. Is the whole of this city on a hill? Like, the stadium has a roundabout around it, but even that looks like it's on a hill. So they've just flattened out a load of ground to build the stadium on. It's a bit weird you can see the pitch as well from here. Maybe I'll just manage the players from this bridge. I don't know about anyone else. I want to go on the roundabout. I want to see what it's all about. Here is the stadium. It's very grey, isn't it, this stadium? I feel like they could have painted it blue or something. They've got flag posts without flags on them. They've really not wheeled out the red carpet for me here, have they? Don't mind me, I'm just looking for car parking. P1, okay, this way for parking. I couldn't see any on the satellite view. Not sure on match days that this parking at the side of the road is going to be suffice. I assume, given the fact this stadium is sat on this big platform, there's probably stuff going on in the big platform, but I just don't understand it. There is an M here. Is that a metro station or something? I mean, M usually means metro, doesn't it? I don't know if that's a bold assumption. There is parking here, and it says Park Metro. Even tilting my head to read it. Here is the ticket office. I mean, finally, we've got some colour. Quite what this modern art is meant to be. I'm not entirely sure. Is there parking down here? If I go down this way, am I going to find parking? Oh, God. There's a road sign. We're on the way to Lisbon. I've taken a wrong turn. I kind of want to look at more of the stadium from the outside. Can we get a better view of it? I mean, I guess this is technically a view of outside the stadium. Quite how they've managed to get this camera up here, I'm not sure. Here is the lovely Porto skyline. It's not full of skyscrapers, is it? As for the stadium itself, I mean, in terms of first impressions, very airy. Is this the most airy stadium we've ever seen? I mean, I kind of love it in some ways. I used to go on holiday to Portugal a lot, and there's a big stadium from the Euros in Faro on the south coast. And that stadium was very airy as well. In fact, I think that stadium only had 2 stands. Portuguese viewers, you can tell me about that stadium. Here is Porto's ground. It's very pretty. I actually really like it, even if it is a bit depressingly grey. If I'm going to be hypercritical, they could have done a bit more with the seats. Like, all the seats are just blue. Like, write Porto in white seats, or just, you know, something. It's a bit boring. Not good seat art today. I spent ages trying to find a picture of the stadium with fans in it. Here is the stadium with all its fans in. What a view that is, though. Look at this. This is... I know Porto fans have quite the reputation. I am impressed. Although, I have just seen this mascot. That is terrifying. Porto, get a... I mean, if I was a child, I'm screaming at that. Is that meant to be a dragon? That doesn't look like a dragon. It doesn't even have wings. I clicked on a photosphere here. I don't know where I am. What? I guess this is the media room. What? Can we work out what game this is? Is that an old Napoli shirt there? I'm trying to work out what game was being covered by press here, but I don't think there's enough evidence to go off. This is like a really crap game of GeoGuessr, isn't it? But you're trying to guess what football match you're at. That is definitely pictures of Porto versus someone in green. Can you see that? It's Porto. I guess this is after a game, so they've taken their photos. Who plays in a lime green like that? It's probably a Portuguese game in the Portuguese league. Although, is that a Champions League document? I don't have a clue. What am I doing? We're meant to be playing Football Manager. I'm here trying to be, I don't know, Sherlock Holmes. This has gone poorly. If anyone is able to find out what game that is from, given those pictures, I will be very impressed. Brownie points for you in the comments. I nearly went to the game and forgot to give the away day a score. I feel like that stadium didn't hold 50,000 people when we were going around it. If it does, I apologise. I feel like it's probably been expanded in Football Manager. Apparently it was built in 2003. It looked a little bit older than that to me, but who am I to judge? The Estadio do Dragão, I'm going to give this stadium 5 out of 10. I like the stadium itself, but no car parking, nothing kind of super exciting going on outside it, no bungee jumping, lack of seat art. There's lots of room for improvement. Now, given how well we performed against Liverpool, I'm actually going into this game not really wanting to change too much. Janfi's back from suspension, but with players rested, condition really isn't too bad. We've rotated the team so much during the earlier parts of the tail end of the season that we're here now, second leg of the Champions League semi-final, and we have like a full-strength team of fully rested players to pick from. With that in mind, it's the strongest 11. This team did the job against Liverpool. It's a team that, of course, won that first leg against Porto 3-1. Away from home, though, it could be a tougher task. Maybe we're going to be up to it. I say maybe. Hopefully we're going to be up for it. We should be. I feel confident going into this, but when I'm confident, things tend to go poorly for us. Okay, very early highlight in this game. 3 minutes in, Janfi whipping it in. It's cleared away. Grasser heads it forward. Cleared away again, but we're going to keep the ball alive. Coppo with it, bringing it forward, touches it, lays it back to Archer. Not sure about that pass, but I'm not going to question it because we've still got the ball. Eric Grasser pulls the trigger. João Grasser scoring absolute bangers. Name a more iconic duo. I'll wait. The ball was knocked around nicely here. Archer laid it to Eric. Eric laid it to Grasser. And the number 4, one touch, pulls the trigger. Bang. How'd you like those apples? What's happened here? Sorry, what's happened here? What? What? Have I just been shown the highlight of the goal before it's happened? Did you guys see? Football Manager just got the highlights the wrong way round. Did you see that? I didn't talk about the first clip initially. There's going to be an awkward bit where I'm pausing where I wouldn't normally be recording. I'm so confused. The game showed this highlight from this angle before I saw the actual highlight of the goal. I mean, it's 2-0. That is... I've never seen that bug before in Football Manager. We have scored 2. That wasn't a third goal. We've seen the same goal 3 times. I mean, we're 2-0 up now, but I'm just flabbergasted about that highlight. Football Manager showed me the replay for a goal before it showed me the goal. And I was confused because the score on the top left wasn't showing. And I was sat thinking, is it showing me an extended highlight version of the goal we'd already scored? The answer to that is no. The answer is that we're 2 goals up on the night already. We're in a great little spot. But Porto, I mean, so far in this game, Porto haven't caused us any threats. The only threat has been Football Manager to my own sanity. But I think things are under control. We have got that second goal through Cadman with the weird highlight. Grasser got the assist as well. He's been all over things this game here. Of course, Grasser hails from Portugal as well. He's got a bit of a homecoming going on of sorts. Oh my God, they've gifted us the ball. Rio Nohashi should score. Rio Nohashi does score. It's 3-0 here. It's 6-1. What a game. I mean, this game's done, right? If there were any nerves going into this game, they have just evaporated. Alanis with the interception, lays it to Cadman. Ohashi tucks it away. Keeper did get a touch on it, but couldn't stop it going goalwards. And at this point, I almost feel like we should just lower the tempo, shorten the passing, and just chill out. You know what? That we've got a few big games left in the league season. We don't need to press as much. We can chill a little bit more. Everything's fine. I say that. If they score immediately, suddenly not everything's fine. But Manny Wilford's going to pluck it out of the air. I feel like I can probably go to positive instead of attacking as well. But yeah, 6-1 on aggregate. I mean, this has been bizarre. If you told me, Jack, you're going to go into the semi-final of the Champions League, the second leg, you're going to have 3 highlights away from home, they're all going to be goals, I would have bitten your hand off for it. The fact that it's occurred within the first, 20 minutes is absolutely bizarre. It could go from bad to worse. There's part of me that wants to try and score 10 goals. Then there's the sensible part of me that's sat thinking, you know what, just slowing the tempo and everything is probably in our interest. I say all of that. Of course, if Porto score here, yeah, it'll be 6-2, but I will look like an idiot having just changed things. They lay it off. Cavallo scores. I mean, it's 3-1 here. The first leg was 3-1. If you like goals, you love Guernsey. You might have been able to predict this would happen. Having slowed down the tempo and chilled out, nothing's really happened since Porto scored. It's been a laid-back end to that first half, but at this moment in time, that's fine for us. 20 minutes left here. Probably should make some subs. This game feels like it's done. Who do I want to take off? I feel like probably subbing centre-backs doesn't make any sense. Huntyans, have a rest. Alanis, have a rest. We'll bring in Paul Parkin, who's coming back from injury. Lemos, you can come on as well. Who else is tired? Grassi, you've got a goal and an assist. You deserve a standing ovation. We'll bring in Craig Sweeney. Subs made. Tactically, we're just chilling out. 10 minutes left. This has been an expertly managed game, he says, nodding assuredly. Really, it's down to the players' good finishing. My job's been easy for this one. Of course, I say that. If Porto now score a goal via Sakuna, I look like an idiot. We've headed the ball away. Sakuna still has it. Still not a million miles away from dangerous. The ball's floated in. Wilford, he's not had a lot to do today. That was a good save. I'll level with you. That was a little anticlimactic, wasn't it? When you score 3 goals in the first 20 minutes to make it 6-1, the writing kind of feels on the wall, but ultimately, it's an inspired performance. It's a commanding performance. It's a performance that sees us go into the Champions League final, where we will be doing battle against Bayern Munich at the Camp Nou. We've played Bayern Munich before. We've played at the Camp Nou before. Not sure what we do for an away day. There might not be one. I know. Boo me. Boo me. I'm sorry. We received, by the way, £10.77 million for reaching that Champions League final. It's going to be our 3rd Champions League final in a row. And even with that £10 million, the bank balance is still negative, which is a wee bit concerning. So in terms of the plans for next episode, Champions League final will be coming up. I don't know if I'm going to have time to record that for tomorrow. A little bit of behind the curtain here. Usually with YouTube videos, I record them the day before they go up, but with the weekend I've just had with the F1 Manager video that went up yesterday, I'm recording this video at 10 a.m. The video's on YouTube in 2 hours' time. So in order to get a video recorded for tomorrow, I'd have to rush it, and I really don't want to rush an episode and make a rubbish episode that's not edited well, because I felt like I had to get the video out for Friday at midday. So there may be a video on Friday. If there is, it probably won't be the Champions League final. It might be me sweating bullets about this Premier League title race that, well, it's still not wrapped up. Either way, I do hope you guys understand. Like I said earlier, we may do a video talking about the FM24-25 stuff. Who knows? That might be something I look to do tomorrow. You'll have to tune in to find out. If you have enjoyed today's episode, as always, do drop a like on things. If you're able to figure out what game all the photographers are taking pictures of in the Porto game, I will be very, very impressed. Until next time, take it easy. It is me, Jack, and I'll talk to you all in a bit. I'm out.